Okay, hello everyone. This is the last study under the organizational psychology, satisfaction at work. All right, let me try as much as possible to keep the video short. Okay, so I'll be moving fast. Now, organizational psychologists focus measuring employee satisfaction. Are you satisfied with your work? How satisfied are you? All right, so organizational psychologists aim to quantify how satisfied employees are in the roles. All right, so um, there's also a need to study dissatisfaction and destructive behavior, right? Okay, they examine the role behind employee dissatisfaction and predict destructive workplace behavior. Now, impact on individual and organizations. These factors are important because it can affect the individual and well-being and success individuals' well-being and success of the organization at large. Right, so satisfaction is an important thing. Number one, theories of job satisfaction. Okay, we have two-factor theory rather. Okay, now satisfaction is not just a one thing. All right, so the core idea is that job satisfaction or job dissatisfaction are independent. They are separate things. Okay, so you can be satisfied with a certain thing or with certain things and then dissatisfied at the same time with certain things. All right, so they are separate things, they are independent, not okay, either you are satisfied or you are not satisfied, just as everyone will easily assume. So they are separate things. Okay, how satisfied are you? How it's just like, okay, it's a rate, you can rate that and it's quite independent from dissatisfaction. So okay, I believe you got that. Now, Erzberg proposed distinct two factors causing satisfaction and dissatisfaction. Okay, we have low order versus high order needs. Workers are dissatisfied when their low order needs, okay, which are psychological and safety needs, are met. All right, so dissatisfaction comes when okay, no, workers are dissatisfied when only these are met. All right, this, let me come again. All right, yeah, workers are dissatisfied when only these are met. Now, this includes needs like salary, okay, for food and shelter. Okay, workers also seek the gratification of higher level needs, such as relatedness, self-esteem. Looking at the Maslow's hierarchy, you can get all this, right? Which can be fulfilled through the nature of the work itself. All right, even if the work just gives you like basic psychological needs and safety, which for you they are the normal thing, right? So if you're working in an environment, there should be a form of safety. All right, that doesn't necessarily lead to satisfaction. Do you get it? So if you have your salary at the end of the month, well, maybe some salaries can actually make some people satisfied. But then if you get your salary met, if you get your salary paid, which you already assume it's your normal thing, it's something you should have, right? It's your right. If you have your safety in your work environment, you don't see that as a priority. But let's say, for example, imagine working in an environment where there is fire extinguisher. Okay, does that necessarily means you're going to be satisfied with that work environment? No, you only see them and see them as a normal thing, right? So you can still be dissatisfied if other things are not met. All right, so that is the idea there. Okay, now satisfaction and dissatisfaction in two factors. Now, satisfying factors. Okay, it's just this image that is making me laugh. Okay, now Erzberg suggests a group of job characteristics that lead to satisfaction. All right, what about the satisfying factors? A separate group of job characteristics. There are other things in the job characteristics that can lead to dissatisfaction. So challenging assumption, it challenges the belief that okay, satisfaction is a continuum from satisfied to dissatisfied. No, there are two different factors that are responsible for this, different factors that are responsible for this. Okay. Uh, what is the key concept in two-factor theory now? All right. So the factors that lead to satisfaction are known as motivational factors. All right. So these are more of intrinsic elements that contribute to job satisfaction, such as recognition, opportunity for personal growth, and inherent pleasure of the work itself. All right. So these are factors that actually lead to um, motivation. All right. Now, on the other hand, what are the factors that either increases your dissatisfaction or normalize your dissatisfaction? All right. So if you have good company policy, your pay being received regularly and working condition, so you only count this thing as being normal. So they normalize your satisfaction. They reduce your satisfaction, but they do not make you satisfied. All right. So I think that word explains it better. Okay. Four contributions of hygiene and motivation factor, right? So eye hygiene, which is the hygiene now factors are the dissatisfying factor, right? Okay, factors that can either increase or reduce. Now these are the hygiene factors, and then the motivation are the satisfiers, all right? So hygiene factors, all right, plus high motivation. So at this situation, this is when you have high hygiene factor, that is the satisfier are available. No, is that how I should put it? Okay, the factors that can lead to dissatisfaction, they are met. Yeah, let me put it that way. So this is the ideal situation for employee. They are motivated, and then there are no complaints, right? Hygiene will lead to complaint, and then motivation will lead to motivation, right? Okay, now high hygiene and low motivation. There are no complaints but not satisfied, right? Okay, no complaint but not satisfied. So people just work in this environment for money purpose, right? Okay, now low hygiene and high motivation. Here you can be satisfied and then there will still be complaint. You have a lot of complaints, but then you can't leave the job, right? Okay, you're still in the job, you're motivated. Okay, for example, a challenging job with poor pay and working uh condition. Okay, it's actually challenging, it's actually making you better. All right, it's improving your skill. However, there is poor pay and the working condition is not good. Okay, so the last one is the low hygiene and low motivation. This is the poor working condition. People easily leave this kind of work. Employees are neither motivated nor satisfied. Okay, now activity, an employee notices a significant increase in staff turnover over the past year. All right, so there's a scenario. All right, so they noticed staff turnover, a lot of staff leaving the work. Now, how can employer identify the cause of employee satisfaction and dissatisfaction? How do you think? What do you think the employer can do? All right, so you can leverage on the hygiene factors and the motivation factors, right? Now, job characteristics theory by Ackman, 1946. This theory analyzes how job characteristics influence job satisfaction and other work outcomes. It provides a framework for designing jobs that keep workers motivated and engaged. All right. So, what are the factors or characteristics of the job that keep people motivated and engaged? All right. So, let's look at them. 5 key dimensions of job characteristics: skill variety. Right, so having different varieties of skills, you can do this, you can do that. It's not just a routine thing. You're not just sitting in front of the computer all day, right? You're doing multiple things. I mean, it engages you in different aspects, so that can make it satisfying, right? Task identity. Okay, a job that require you to complete an entire piece of work, not just isolated task. Okay, let's say for example, you can be part of a project, whereas if you're being put in the at the initial stage where your work is just limited, you just have to do a particular role, and then eventually when it gets to the final stage, it is those that finish the work that get the praise. That can lead to dissatisfaction. But then if you actually get engaged in a particular work, let's say for example you are into phone production, smartphone production. All right, if you're the one sourcing for the material to produce the phone, and then at the end when the product is done, you can be identified that, okay, this is the team that made this phone. All right, so you feel involved in that team. But if you're actually the part working to source for the materials, and then it's another person that compile all the materials together to form the finished product, and the person who finishes it is taking the entire glory. All right, so that can lead to dissatisfaction. So people want to feel part of the success story, right? Now, task significance. What is the level of the significance impact the work has to people outside, If you're into health work, for example, saving life can give you satisfaction. If you're teaching, for example, my work now, all right, so I feel a sense of satisfaction when I'm able to guide people through a particular knowledge or idea, just bringing that level of knowledge into people, it's something um, good. All right, so autonomy is another thing, which is the level of dependence. This is another part of a job characteristics that helps in motivation. So people want to have the freedom of planning, freedom of scheduling, freedom of executing the task. Now, lastly, is the feedback. People want feedback, right? Feedback to provide results on what has been done, how they're doing things, okay? How well they're doing things, okay? And how they can improve things. All right. So feedback is actually good so that they can know how far they've gone. Okay. Three critical psychological states. Meaningfulness. These are three states that help also in job satisfaction. The extent to which an employee sees the work as purposeful, okay, demonstrating their values. Is the work meaningful to them? Does it make sense to them individually? Responsibility. The degree to which the employee, okay, feels accountable for their performance. That's responsibility, okay? And then knowledge of result, the extent to which the employee knows how well they're performing rather, okay, how well they're performing. So this now can be done through feedback, right? Meaningfulness can be targeted through task significance, okay? So task identity, skill variety. Okay, no, skill variety also can lead to meaningfulness. So task identity and skill variety can help in meaningfulness. Autonomy and task identity now, okay, can help in responsibility, right? Okay, no, I think for all this for meaningfulness, okay, and then the autonomy for responsibility, okay, and then this for feedback. All right. So outcome link in job characteristic theory. Job characteristic, core job dimensions influence psychological states. Is that true? Yes. So those job aspects can influence the psychological state of workers. Okay, psychological state. Now talking about the meaningfulness, the responsibility, and knowing how well you're doing. Now it mediates relationship between job characteristics and work outcome. So those characteristics can produce those psychological states. All right. Now, work outcome, experiencing these states lead to positive self feelings. Is that so? Yeah. So when you experience those psychological states now, this produce this, then this now can lead to work outcome, which improves job performance and motivation. Okay. Now, Ackman and Odland job characteristics model, core job characteristics, skill variety, this is okay. Now, critical psychological state, meaningful this and this, okay. Outcome, work motivation, growth, satisfaction, and this. So, this produce this and this produce the job satisfaction. All right, so this is actually very good. Okay, now techniques in job design. Okay, how to design a job in a way that you integrate job satisfaction theory. All right, so techniques can be used to redesign jobs, increasing employee satisfaction and motivation. Example study, Billiards and Skickers 2013 found that effective job designs boost employee interest. Yeah, so if it is well designed, yeah, the interest will be boosted. Okay, now leading to greater satisfaction, performance, and productivity. Linked to Elsbeck theory, effective job design enhance satisfaction by addressing motivational factors, right? Yeah. Now, job enrichment. What's a job enrichment? Definition: it involves broadening the variety of tasks, okay, and increasing workers' skill set and responsibility. So, increasing the variety, skill variety is one thing we mentioned earlier, right? So, how can we improve that now? We can improve that in job enrichment. Okay, so this is an essential element. Okay, what are the essential elements? Task variety, task importance, and ability, usage, and feedback. So various tasks, importance, that is significance, okay, ability usage, how much of the ability you use, and then feedback. Now, benefit: job enrichment boosts interest and control over the work, right? Enhancing motivation and satisfaction. So this is the concept, okay? Now, job rotation and job enlargement. That is enrichment. Enrichment, you're improving the variety of the task. Okay, now what about enlargement or job rotation? Moving from one job to the other. I mean, still the same work, okay, but shifting the okay, it's still the same organization, but shifting the work, right? Okay, now workers rotate tasks within their role in a predetermined pattern. Okay, so you're working in front of the desk today, tomorrow you're attending to customers, this job rotation. Okay, this can prevent boredom, right? Yeah, it increases skills. You can develop skills across different aspects and experience, allowing flexibility within the organization. So when people interchange between roles, what about job enlargement? It's more of horizontal enlargement, giving workers additional tasks. Okay, you're enlarging it. You're not enriching that work, but you're enlarging it, increasing in quantity. Enrichment is rather increasing in quality by adding varieties. Okay, so this one, additional task at the same level of responsibility to increase variety. So you're adding to they're the same. It's just increasing the numbers of tasks, right? Now, vertical enlargement, okay, adding decision making authority or more challenging task, okay, to increase empowerment. So in this way, if it's going to be horizontal, you're increasing the different task based on the same level, but you're increasing the task, the number. Okay, if it's going to be vertical, now you're increasing the level of difficulty, okay, moving from the lower level to a higher level. All right, which can give a sense of enhancement in status, in power, in control. Oh, I was doing 10 before, now I can do 20. Okay, and then the other one, yeah, I was controlling the lower level before, but now I can control the higher level. All right, so research method in job satisfaction theory. All right, Erzberg theory based on interviews with over 200 participants, offering a large sample size, good for generalization. Okay, what about job characteristic theory? It supports empirical research that demonstrates a correlation between core job characteristics and motivation. So when these things are met, there is increase in motivation, right? However, there have been few experiments manipulating job characteristic directly, though changes in job design do impact satisfaction and motivation, right? Okay, now job design technique. This is the enlargement, the rotation, and enrichment. Real life implementation have been tested, including field experiments. The autumn effect must be considered when interpreting findings. Okay, to be sure that okay people are not responding based on the fact that they know they are rotating the job uh, because they are being monitored, right? So this to be checked, and as controlling extraneous variables in natural working environment is challenging. All right, so these are the issues that could arise from that. Now, what about practical application of Erzberg's model? Okay, now increase motivational factor to improve satisfaction. Okay, for example, you can increase responsibility and autonomy to increase the level of satisfaction. Also, addressing the hygiene now, okay, can reduce dissatisfaction. We mentioned that earlier. Now, Ackman and Odland, the job characteristic, the 5 aspects, right? Identify core job characteristics that create critical psychological state and performance at the end: motivation, satisfaction, and performance. Small adjustments in job characteristics can significantly affect employee attitude. So, if you're planning to have an organization as a CEO, or you already have one, you can ensure you include all this to motivate your workers. It doesn't necessarily have to be money related all the time. Now, number 2, measuring job satisfaction. Self-report measure. Job satisfaction is commonly measured through self-reports, including questionnaire and rating scale. Okay. Now, one of it is a job descriptive index. Okay, JDI. All right. So it was developed by Smith et al. In 1969. The job descriptive index is one of the most well-known and widely used tool for measuring the satisfaction. Now, the component of the JDI, job descriptive index. Okay, number 1, experience of the work. It measures your experience, it measures your salary, it measures your promotion prospect. Okay, this actually helps us to know how satisfied you are. Okay, so your promotion prospect, your experience of supervision, that is monitoring now, Okay, and then your experience of co-worker. What do you think about the co-worker? Okay, workers respond to a series of statements about their job with options yes if the statement apply. So there are questions around all of this category. All right, so if the question now applies to their job, now is just some statement. Now if it applies to your job, you say yes. If it does not apply to your job, you say no. If you can decide, you say unsure. All right. Okay, so advantage of the job descriptive index, it's a specific measurement, it is objective. All right. uh Sorry, it's measure specific and objective area of job satisfaction. We mentioned the five aspects already, talking about salary, talking about um what again did we mention? We mentioned your opinion about co-worker, experience with co-worker, experience with supervisor and others. All right. So instead of general satisfaction, it doesn't measure general satisfaction. So it's kind of reduced. Okay. Now, accessibility, easy to read and uses simple language, making it suitable. That also increases the validity, right? Yeah. Standardized norms. Results can be compared with standardized norms. So there are standard results already for those that are satisfied and those that are not satisfied. So you can compare. So that can serve as a control group. Any result you get, you can easily compare to know if you are satisfied or not. All right, based on data from a large sample, which is regularly updated. Okay. Now, Wharton quality of working life. That's QWL, quality of working life. All right. How do you perceive your quality of working? Now, quality of working, QWL, is a concept used in organizational psychology to describe employees' feeling about their jobs and colleagues and organization at large. What is the feeling? Now, these feelings can significantly influence the organization's growth and profitability, right? Obviously. Now, organizational response, some definition emphasize QWL as a process where the organization responds to employee needs. Okay, some see it as a way of responding to their needs, some see it as a way of measuring the feelings of the employees. Okay, all right. Now, Walton's typology, 1974, 8 key conditions in QWL. What are the key conditions? Fair and adequate payment, not just fair payment, not just adequate payment, but fair and adequate. Right. Safe and health working condition. These are things that describe the quality of working life. All right. Another one is opportunity to use and develop skill. All right. Another one, career growth and security. Now, positive social relationship, work-life balance. Okay, ability to be able to balance your outside life with your work. Okay, if your work takes all your time and you can't do anything meaningful, maybe at home, being a mother or being a father, you can function adequately with that, then there is no balance, right? Now, constitutionalism, okay, talking about the legal system, and then social relevance. How relevant is it? Okay, what is the significance of the work in the outside world? Okay, so QWL questionnaire. Okay, it's a structured Watson QWL questionnaire includes 33 items where respondents rate satisfaction on a scale of 1 to 5. Okay, 1 very dissatisfied and 5 very satisfied. So that shows what kind of data you remember. Okay, that is quantitative data. Now, example question include how satisfied are you with your remuneration? That talks about your salary, right? And how satisfied are you with your workplace condition? That measures your workplace condition. Okay, modification. While Watson QWL question remains influential, it has been updated by other researchers who note that some technical terms may not be familiar to the employees. Okay, so they're trying to improve the validity. Okay, so attitude to work is another thing. I don't know if that's number 3 or number 4. Let me verify. I think that should be okay. We already spoke about the first one, theories of job satisfaction. We spoke about measuring job satisfaction. Okay. Okay. So the third one should be attitude to work. Yeah. So it should be 3 or 4, please. Attitude to work. Now, work sabotage, or sabotage rather. Okay, is it sabotage or sabotage? Okay, it's actually sabotage. Okay, um, am I right? Okay, sabotage. All right. Now, sabotage definition refers to workplace sabotage basically refers to behavior that aim to break laws of organizational rules. Okay, the aim to break the the picture is actually very funny. All right, so it's an intention to actually destroy things. Right, you say, yeah, let me just damage this thing. Okay, break this thing, or go to the restroom, you write a lot of things that are not good there. Okay, all right. So when you are trying to vent your anger due to dissatisfaction, okay. Now, deliberate attempt to stop work from being completed. Okay. Now, causes most commonly arise due to employee dissatisfaction. Okay, and a sense of powerlessness. Yeah, this can be related to maybe something around um uh okay. It's kind of close to talking about ICD. Looking at you're feeling powerless and then you want to feel powerful again, so you go do something that will make you appear being powerful, right? Now, consequences, it has professional and legal consequence for both the saboteur, right? It can affect the saboteur, that is the person doing the act, and then the organization, okay, including employee termination, legal action, and loss of capital for the organization. All right. So, method of workplace sabotage, according to Dubois, 1980. So, there could be destruction of machinery or goods, right? This can be one way of doing that. Another one is stopping production, right? Stop production by disturbing or destroying the machine, or maybe you switch off the power light, okay? I mean, the current, the energy, or you imagine having a generator and then you decide to just add you add water to it. So these are ways that employees can actually practice this. Okay, another one is slowing down production. This one does not actually stop, but it can slow down the production by doing something. So these are different ways of sabotaging. Okay, now study by Giacalone and Rosenfeld in 1987. Okay, so the objective of the study was to explore reason behind workplace sabotage. Okay, they wanted to see, why do people do that? Why? What is the reason behind it? Why do they do that? Including restoration of equity and retaliation against perceived organization injustice. All right. So, okay, they are trying to restore equity and then retaliation. Okay, a way of people do that as a way of retaliating, right? So they try to reduce the sense in people. Now, restoration equity occurs when employees feel their contribution do not match their reward. So, and then they're trying to you know fight back. Employee retaliation aimed at disrupting or avenging organization injustice, often tied to aggressive behavior. Okay, so um oh, please wait. I hope I'm not missing something. Okay, yeah. There are results of that. I think that is missing. Okay, I didn't add that to it. Okay, so let me just take that here. All right. So according to the study, all right, they use 38 unionized laborers working in an electrical factory. Okay. So the study by Giacalone and Rosenfield, they used 38 unionized laborer working in an electrical factory. So they used the sabotage method questionnaire, which was constructed with the help of an ex-employee. Okay, so they constructed that questionnaire by visiting, or let me say, by cooperating with an ex-employee who knows the in and out of the organization. What are the different ways with which workers actually destroy things? Okay, so this uh, produced a 29 general sabotage method. Okay, for example, losing paperwork, all right, pulling the fire alarm without any purpose, okay, leaving graffiti that is drawing on the wall, bathroom walls, okay, etc. Right, so these are different behaviors that were displayed by the participant, I mean, by the people in the organization. So, as identified by the ex worker. Now, imagine if you're to ask the present worker on the different ways they do the sabotage the company. All right. They actually engage in such acts. They might not tell you because of social desirability, right? It might not reveal it to you, but since it's an ex worker, okay, then you feel free that okay, after all, he might not mention, well, to some extent he might also have to be very careful. So this kind of a thing is a very difficult thing to explore, okay, to investigate because of the sensitivity around it. Okay. All right, so they grouped all of those 29 general sabotage method into four category. Number one, the work slowdown, okay. Number two, destruction of machinery. Number three, dishonesty, which is another way, okay. And then the last one is causing chaos. All right, so a further list was created of 10 reasons for sabotage. What were the reasons people do that? Okay, so one is for self-defense. Okay, I'm trying to defend myself, a way of justification. Another one is revenge. Okay, so on the list also we have the an eye for an eye. Another one, protect myself from the boss or the company. To protect friend or family from boss or company. Okay, to protect one's job. Okay, that's another reason. Okay, that was these reasons were actually listed so that employee can actually try to check through to see if those were the reasons. Okay, um I believe you understand that. So the four reasons, which is work slowdown and the destruction of machinery, dishonesty, causing chaos, those were the method of sabotage. And then the possible reasons, okay, either it's for self-revenge, self-defense, revenge, eye for an eye, protect yourself, okay, against the boss, friend, to protect family, protect one's job, the company deserve it, okay, the company hurt me previously, no one was hurt by the action, so it's fine to do it, right? Release of frustration just for fun. All right, so those were all the different reasons. So uh the participants were given the list of four sabotage method and then the 11 reasons, and then they were asked to rate each. Okay, so based on that, we were supposed to rate why do you think people do that. Why do you think people can do self, work slow down? Okay, do you think for self-defense, how, to what extent do you think is self-defense you're supposed to rate? Okay, from on a scale of 1 to 7, one, okay, one is good, self-defense is good. I mean, self-defense is a good or valid way to actually engage in work slowdown, or you think it's actually not justifiable, which is 7. All right, so participants are supposed to rate all those behavior, or let me say all those reasons from 1 to 7 rather. Okay, no, so the result findings shows that um those that had high reasons accepted justify production slowdown more than low reason acceptors. All right, so people with high reasons, okay, that they rated a lot of, let me say they had high reasons for sabotage. They were more focused on the work slowdown. Okay, um, yeah, work slowdown was justified more than the low reasons acceptors. Okay, those that do not accept those reasons. Okay, so generally work slowdown was okay, yeah, we can actually slow down the work, is justifiable, right? So it's cool. Now I reason acceptor also justified destruction of machinery, okay, premises and products than low reason acceptors. So the high reason acceptors are basically those that rated the thing high overall. So looking at the things they rated high, they rated the work slowdown high, they rated the destruction of machinery high, right? Okay. However, when it comes to dishonesty, high reason acceptor and low reason acceptor, they do not really justify causing chaos, because I mean dishonesty as a way of uh, or let me say they had equal rating. Okay, So when it comes to dishonesty, they had a poor rating. Okay, and then the last one, causing chaos. Okay, high reason acceptor did not rate that than low reason acceptor. So generally those that rated high, okay, that were more like justifying every or majority of the work sabotage method. They supported the work slowdown is good, destruction of machinery is good, okay, but when it comes to dishonesty, both the high reason and the low reason are similar rating. And then when it comes to causing chaos, the high reason acceptor did not necessarily rate higher than the low reason acceptor. Okay, okay, so the possible reason around the dishonesty is that, okay, dishonesty might be seen as something more of personal behavior, okay, rather than a way of sabotage. Okay, all right, so moving forward now, absenteeism and organizational commitment. All right, absenteeism as a cost. Absenteeism, sorry, I'm trying to rush a lot of things. So okay, is a major concern for employers, representing a significant cost. Okay, in the UK, the Confederation of Business and Industry found that workplace stress is a key factor contributing to absenteeism. Okay, now type of absenteeism: involuntary absenteeism, okay, due to factor beyond control. All right, voluntary absenteeism occur when you choose not to attend work without a valid reason, or maybe you lie. Okay, often lead to dissatisfaction. Okay, now Blau and Boal's model of organizational commitment, the model component. All right, they combine job involvement and organizational commitment to predict turnover and absenteeism. So this is what they did. They combined two factors: how involved are you with the job, okay, that particular job, what is it to you, and then how committed are you to the organization, to describe if you will be coming to work or not. Now, job involvement, the degree to which an individual psychologically identifies with the job. If you're teaching now, how much do you see yourself as a teacher, right? Okay, what is teaching to you? Do you really prioritize teaching? Is it something about you, right? Okay, organizational commitment, how committed are you to that organization? Okay, having maybe strong relationships, strong ties with the organization. All right, so what was it like? Four combination resulted from that. Now, high job involvement and high organizational commitment. So they see the work as important for their self-esteem, describe who they are, all right, and they are deeply committed to the organization. So they will stay. Low turnover means that they will stay at the work, all right. They won't leave the work. They won't. I mean, they will always be present at work, all right. So this situation, high job involvement, you see yourself as that. For example, you see yourself really as a teacher. It means a lot to you. However, you're not committed to the environment, then you can easily change work. Okay, so they care about the work, but they do not identify with the organization. So this kind of individual focus on individual task. They do things that are independent of the organization. They look for ways to improve themselves. Okay, all right. They do a lot of things that relate to them. Okay, okay, all right. So now, low job involvement. You don't see yourself really as the job doesn't really mean something important to you, but the organization is rather important due to the connection you have. So employee may not find work personally important, but still identify with the organization. So less effort on individual tasks. You're not really doing anything outside the work environment. Okay, maybe trying to improve your skill to be better at that task. Okay, but you invest in group maintenance, ensuring that, okay, the organization activity at least is moving forward. All right, so their absence in this situation, okay, I didn't take the absence part. Now, the absence of this kind of people can have significance on the organization, the high involvement people, all right, and high organizational commitment. Their absence is very important. Okay, it can really affect the organization. This kind of people are more likely to leave for better opportunity because they do not identify with the organization. Now, this one's the absence also affects the team an organization because they relate well with the team, they relate well with people. However, they are not really developing themselves. Okay, they are not really important. They do not find the job really as being important to their personality. Rather, is the team, is the people, is the group, is the organization. Right. So low job involvement and low organization. Employee do not view work as being important to their self-image and do not identify with the organization. So minimal effort on task, often referred to as apathetic employee. Okay, not interested in anything. Okay. So research method and challenges in studying workplace behavior. Yeah, it can be very challenging because studying workplace phenomena like absenteeism and commitment can be difficult due to the sensitivity. All right. So in order to do that, you can also try to engage in anonymity by keeping the um, the employee's identity if you're carrying out a study on such. Okay. Data collection issue. Reliable and valid data can be difficult to collect as participants may be reluctant to review certain behavior because they are undesirable. All right. Alternative method around that, consider other ways of measuring commitment, such as observational study instead of self-report or peer evaluation. This provide a more objective view, okay, but may miss personal perspective. However, all right, so that is it under satisfaction. Okay, thank you very much. If you enjoyed the video, if you learned one or two things, please, I want to urge you to subscribe to my channel. Please, this is very, very important for me. Okay, it's really worth the energy, the stress, the time taken to create the slides. So please, um, help me subscribe, help me like the videos. Please, it's very important. So thank you very much. I wish you all the best.